Hey everyone, it's Rachel and welcome to my channel. And for today's video, I'm going to be talking with you guys about labor and how I am preparing for my labor. Our baby is due in a little less than a month now, and so I have been doing a lot to try to get ready for this baby because I know labor is a huge thing and it's something that I don't want to go into blind or unprepared. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the things I've been doing to prepare for my labor, to make it just a little bit easier and to be more confident about it. There are a number of things on this list, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I have been doing a lot since my first trimester is exercise. And exercise is something that is really important and great for when you're pregnant and getting ready for labor, because labor is a huge thing for your body. It requires a lot of work and a lot of effort. Having your body kind of prepped and ready for it is a great thing. So I've been going out for walks as much as possible. I try to go out every day, but at least 4 times a week, try to get enough exercise, get my body moving. I've been doing squats. I started doing squats in my first trimester. I'm still doing them now. My doctor said that it is totally safe as long as I'm not doing weighted squats. And these are really great for just toning all my leg muscles and getting my body kind of ready for labor. I know a lot of places say squats are great for when you're going into labor. And also just making sure I'm not sitting down a lot throughout my day. Of course, I do want to take care of myself and make sure I'm not wearing myself out standing all day, but I know that a lot of sitting isn't really great for your body when you're getting ready for labor. The next thing I've been doing to get ready for labor is just reading lots of articles and birth stories, trying to get an idea of what other people's birth experiences have been like, so I have an idea of what I can expect. Also, just to kind of see how other people have handled their births and what they found the most helpful to deal with their pain. There are a lot of different things you can do to handle the pain in labor. So watching videos and kind of seeing what works best for other people kind of gives you a bunch of ideas on what you can do and what you think you will like for during your labor. Labor education is also really important because it gives you more confidence when you kind of know what's going on during the whole labor process. It kind of helps you manage the pain a little bit better because you know what's going on and you know why the pain is happening. It just makes it a little bit easier when you understand what's going on and gives you more confidence, which helps you relax a little bit more. Something I've also tried really hard to avoid is reading or watching negative birth stories or listening to people's negative birth stories, because that's not really helpful. You don't want to go into your labor with all these ideas of all the terrible things that could happen, because it's just not going to help you. You're just going to be so nervous and terrified, and you're going to be really tense, which is not going to help you handle the pain. So trying to read positive birth stories and people's birth experiences that are just really great, make you excited for labor and not super stressed or afraid of it. Another thing I've been doing is drinking red raspberry leaf tea. I have seen this in so many different places. Almost every article I read about how to handle pain said take red raspberry leaf tea. Not just raspberry tea, but red raspberry leaf tea. I talked with my doctor about this and they said that it might help or it might not. There's not really a whole ton of evidence about whether it really works. Some women find it helpful, some women don't. But every article I read said to do it, and I heard a lot of different women saying it worked really well for them. So I thought, well, nothing I can lose if I take it. So I started taking red raspberry leaf tea at 35 weeks. That's what my doctor recommended for me. Starting at just 1 cup a day and slowly working my way up to more. Red raspberry leaf tea helps strengthen your uterus and ripen your cervix and just makes labor time a little bit shorter. I really love my tea, so this is something that was really nice and easy for me to do. The next thing I've been doing to get ready for labor is eating dates. I have seen this multiple places as well. Everywhere I saw red raspberry leaf tea, I also saw eat dates for when you're getting ready to go into labor. This helps with the oxytocin effect, which is really important in labor. It helps with immunity, and it also helps ripen the cervix. Ripening your cervix just helps with that whole softening, thinning process that your cervix does. Now, dates do contain a lot of sugar. So if you have gestational diabetes, you definitely want to talk to your doctor about this before taking dates. I was cleared for gestational diabetes, but I am trying to avoid sugar in other areas so that my blood sugar levels don't go through the roof. And dates, they don't taste that great. They are extremely sweet. So finding things you can put them in, or I've tried putting them in a smoothie, which really helps. It's a very sweet smoothie, but it's better than just taking them straight. I tried taking them straight and it was way too much. It was way too sweet. So definitely finding things you can put them in to lessen the flavor of them can help if you're finding you're having trouble eating them, because yeah, they're not the greatest tasting thing just straight, in my opinion. Another thing I've been doing is just finding some birth affirmations and some Bible verses that can really help encourage me throughout my labor. There's a lot of negative associations with labor, and so having some really positive messages just to look at and remember throughout your labor as you're going through the contractions can be really helpful. I've gone onto Pinterest and found some that I really like, which I'll be making into little cards and posting around the house just to keep reminding myself, so that I have all these positive thoughts about labor coming into my mind to help me be excited about labor, to chase away any fears or any anxiety, and just to encourage myself and remind myself that I can do this. I've been talking with Elias about different ways I think he can help me throughout my labor and the best ways he can be there for me and support me. I know I'm going to need a lot of encouragement, and I'm gonna need a lot of support and a lot of help to stick to my birth plan, because I'm hoping to go for a natural birth. And I know, especially if my labor drags on, that's gonna get harder and harder. To have him there to help me try different positions, because I know there are probably gonna be times where I get into a position and I've been there for like an hour and a half, and I should probably try a different position, but I'm scared to move because what if this position makes it more painful? So just having him there to encourage me to get up, change positions, try something else, I know that'll really be helpful, because I'm not going to be in the right mindset to think of all these things. So just kind of talking with your spouse about ways you think they can help you most is really great, because then when you go into your labor, they're not there like, what do I do? I have no idea what to do. What do you want me to do? It's just easier if they know ahead of time, okay, this is what she wants me to do. This is how she wants me to help her. I'm going to do this and this. It makes it a little less stressful for them, because they can kind of be prepared and be confident knowing they know how to help you and to support you and get you through it. Another thing I've been doing to help me get through labor is to have a list of things I want to try, specifically during early labor, but also during active labor, to help me kind of manage the pain and get through it. So having different positions I want to try to alleviate the pain or help with the pain, having different distractions like movies I want to watch during early labor, or something I want to do to keep myself busy and distracted from it. If I want to go for a walk somewhere, just different things that I think will help me with my labor, having kind of an idea of what those might be ahead of time, so I kind of know what to try and what to go for when the labor hits, instead of having the labor hit, trying to think on the spot of what I think might help me. Obviously, when you go into labor, you might find something that you never even thought would work is like your favorite thing. So knowing a lot of options is great. Ultimately, you are gonna wanna go for whatever feels best at the time, but having a list ahead of time of things you think will work and that you can try is great, so that you can just, when it starts coming, you can immediately go to those and not have to think about it. And the last thing I've been doing to get ready for labor is to just make my home environment the best possible for me for when I go into labor. Having a house that's just dishes everywhere and there's all this stuff that needs to be organized, I know that's not gonna help me. I am not a huge clean freak, but mess does stress me out sometimes. So I know that when I go into labor, if there's dishes all over the counter, that's not gonna help me. That's just gonna bring on more stress, and I wanna be as calm as possible. Trying to make sure that any cleaning or organization projects or anything like that that are on my mind, trying to get those out of the way now before the baby comes, and trying to just stay on top of cleaning as much as possible so that when I do go into labor, hopefully the house will be nice and clean and organized, even just to not have to worry about it after the baby comes. Because when the baby comes home, coming to a house with lots of mess is not going to be helpful for me, because I'm going to be tired and worn out, and I'm not going to want to think about all the housework I have to do. So just staying on top of that as much as possible, I know for me that's going to be really helpful and just make my home environment better. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for sticking around. I hope that if you are getting ready for labor, maybe you found some helpful tips on how you can prepare. If you're interested in seeing more videos on pregnancy or getting ready for labor, or if you want to follow along with my pregnancy journey for the last couple weeks, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell button so you're notified every time one of my videos goes up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.